No business is untouched from the cycles that are natural, the ups and the downs, the ideas that are changing so quickly in this time right now. And you just can't get stuck in, poor me or why is this happening to me? There's literally no time for that. There's a 5-minute timer that you get to set, feel bad for yourself, and then get back to figuring it out.
Welcome, everybody, to the Chris Harder Show, where we are making you unapologetic about your pursuit of success, knowing that when good people like you make good money, they can then do great things. My name is Chris Harder, and several times per week, I will bring you epic guests, solo episodes, and every single tool, trick, and skill set you need to grow your business, grow your money mindset, and to grow your wealth to levels that you have never reached before. I've ended up in a unique place in life where I've got the experience, the connections, and all of the secrets that it takes to be successful. And I'm lifting the curtain to reveal it all to you in an effort to help put you in a position of abundance so great that you can then be as generous as possible. So let's lock arms and let's get started. And we're back
with another episode of He Said, She Said.
It is the end of the year. We made it.
We made it.
We did it. To all of you listening, you did it. You made it. This is like the last one we are recording in this calendar year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's incredible. Or wait, do we record one more for New Year's maybe? I don't know. I don't even want to look at a calendar. I've reached that point. So I woke up this morning and I was giddy. I had such a week. It's like everybody wanted their very last appointment or their last coaching call or their last meeting or their last whatever. It's like everybody wanted it in this week. And so I had one of the craziest weeks ever. I bet a lot of people listening did too.
Business owners feel you.
The end of year stuff, right? And so I woke up today, I was like, oh my God, it's here. The holidays. And I've been in full holiday mode. I mean, I'm a holiday geek, so I'm always in full holiday mode. But it was different this morning. It was like, oh my God, I get a stretch, a bunch of days where I don't have to take a call or be in a meeting or do anything. I just get to be. And it was the best feeling ever. I've been giddy.
That is the best. I know when you woke up this morning, it was almost like you didn't realize that you had the day off. Your body was still just in like drive mode.
Yeah, totally. It's funny. And you and I were just talking before. I'm like, oh, this is weird. I have the day off. Like, I don't know what to do with this open space. It's so weird how you become programmed, isn't it?
It's crazy. I was watching him and he was like, maybe I should go do the stairs. Maybe I should go do a workout. Maybe I should go do this. Do you want to watch the show? I was like, oh my gosh. You just need to let yourself come down right now because you're so wired and your body doesn't know it's holiday time yet.
I'm a weirdo, man. I'm a weirdo. I wonder if there's any weirdos like me out there.
I'm sure plenty.
You know what? That's what the mastermind is for. You find your fellow weirdos so that you become normalized. You're like, wait, I'm not too driven. There's other people like me. Wait, my goals aren't too big. There's other people like me. Wait, I don't work too much. There's other people like me. And you realize like, oh, there's a certain breed of ambitious, dreaming doers in the world that just have to find each other. And that's literally what the mastermind is. By the way, quick shout out to those of you who I have interviewed for the 2025 class. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. I love who has joined so far. I love who's applying. I've got a whole bunch more calls right after the holidays lined up. So guys, we're getting down to the wire. If you want to be a part of our 2025 Elite Entrepreneur Mastermind class, there's a couple things you got to know. Number one, this is the first year ever that this beautiful woman right next to me is joining me running it. So that's not just me running anymore. It's now Chris and Lori's Elite Entrepreneur Mastermind. So much fun. It's going to be awesome. Like a whole nother level of awesome. The other thing you need to know is that it's for anybody who's earning more than $500,000 a year in their business. So this is our elite level mastermind. Almost everybody in there is a 7 or 8 figure earner. But don't let that count you out. As long as you're making over $500,000 in 2025, then you can apply. And we don't choose on business size. We choose on personality type and right fit for the room vibe type and how cool and exciting is the business that you're building type. So don't count yourself out. As long as you're making more than $500,000 in 2025, you can apply. And here's what else people don't know. You literally get to text me when you're a member directly. Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, any business questions that you have. And this is one of the things I'm most proud of, is there's a lot of people running masterminds out there, and listen, to each their own for sure. But there's a lot of people running masterminds out there where they're not accessible unless it happens to be one of the in-person meetings, or they're not accessible unless it happens to be their monthly call. And of course, we love our in-person meetings that we have. I think they're the best out there. And we love the monthly call where we solve each other's problems. But what happens in the gaps in between that? When you really need a connection, you really need an answer, you really need like an idea, you really need someone to kick you back in the game. That's why you get to text me directly Monday through Friday for the whole year while you're a member. So listen, we've got this thing dialed in. 8th year doing it. It's the best one out there. If you're going to make over $500,000 this year, if you want that kind of access, and if you want to be around people that are like I was just describing, so driven that you're like, wait, am I the oddball? Nope. I found my people. Then all you got to do is hit pause right now real quick and get your application in freaking ASAP. I'm not kidding. Right now, hit pause and go to chrisharder.me/mastermind. Click apply, get your application in. You and I will jump on Zoom to see if it's a perfect fit for you or not. Literally right now, hit pause and go to chrisharder.me/mastermind. That's chrisharder.me/mastermind and click apply. All right, because it's the end of the year, I wanted to keep this fun. I wanted to keep this light. And one of the things that we probably don't do the best job at is celebrating or reflecting on our wins. I know we do it as part of our New Year's tradition, but I mean, just in general, you and I kind of forget sometimes. That's why we've invented the Power 9, 3 things we're grateful for, 3 things that we're excited about, 3 things we're manifesting. You and I have to put these little things in place so that we actually take a time out and say, oh, wow, we did that. Oh, wow, we did that. So I wanted to do something similar to that with you real quick. I wanted to know what you are most proud of this year. And I wanted to know what you are most excited about going into next year. And then I'll do the same thing. So why don't we just start with proud? Each of us will start with proud. You want to go first?
Sure. There's actually so much I'm proud of. And I'm just acknowledging that because it's the hardest years that I feel like you feel the most proud. So, because you just have gone through so much and you're so proud of the fact that you've made it through. But I'm proud of a lot of things. I'll start with one that is just obvious for me right away. I'm proud of how I have put friendships first in my life.
Oh, yeah.
I've really, really made sure that they come first, that I'm intentional with them, that I have time in the calendar with the people that I really, really love, and I schedule around it. Like even right now, I'm scheduling some things for 2025 with some girlfriends to make sure that it's in there so that I can deepen those relationships and have those relationships for the rest of my life. And I know that without that time that I'm not going to have that. So I'm really, really proud of the fact that it was not easy to get people together and go back into those text threads and remind them we haven't answered on dates yet and where can we all meet up and all of those things, and trying to work out a bunch of different schedules. And I'm so glad that, I stayed on top of it, and that, a lot of other people in the group stayed on top of it too. I'm just really proud of the relationships that I'm creating in my life, because there was a long time where I did not have that. I would say another thing I'm really proud of is all of the help that I am getting in getting team in place for the things I really want to grow the most. And my personal brand is a really big goal of mine this next year, to really grow that much larger than it already is, meaning my email list, my social engagement, social following, if that's what comes with it, my podcast. And so getting teams in place to really help me grow that personal brand, because when I grow the personal brand, that's when Glossy grows as well, because majority of sales for Glossy are coming through organic personal right now.
I love that. I just want to comment. The first thing you're proud of is the way that you've really harnessed and taken to the next level your relationships with your girlfriends. I've watched you do it, and I've watched the benefit. To all of you listening, guys, get your groups of homies together. Ladies, get your girlfriends together. Make it a priority. It is way better for you, number one, and for your marriage, number two, because you're not relying on your partner to be the end all be all. You actually have a separate life and other people you can go to when you got challenges or problems, or, just need different sounding boards. And I've watched you benefit from that so much. And I just love watching you thrive with your girlfriends right now. So here's my proud of this year. I'm proud of how I showed up, and I'm proud of how I got through one of the worst years ever for me. Like, look at everything that happened. Most of you probably never zoom out and look at a timetable, but in the beginning of summer, we had spent almost $3 million in 2 years building our peer-to-peer lending platform for Frello. And just weeks from launching it, the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Group, which that is not what they are at all, but I won't get into that right now. They sued the only other company doing peer-to-peer lending in the way that we were going to do it. And I'm student back to the Stone Ages by making something up. And the end result was overnight, all of a sudden, we didn't have a business. Like, oh my God, worst thing ever. I started my summer with thinking I'm about to launch one of the biggest fintech platforms ever. And overnight, we didn't have a business. And that began the struggle of trying to find the pivot. What are we going to turn this into? How are we going to salvage all the tech that we built? All this money we put into it, time that we put into it, all of that stuff. And that was hard. That was the worst. That led to the stroke I had this year in the beginning of September. That led to me being 50% blind in my right eye forever now, probably. Then our personal brands went backwards in a way because the dinner series was way tougher to do and way more expensive than we ever anticipated. At the same time as Frello being so busy and your company Glossy taking off, we weren't able to do any of the other personal brand stuff that we typically do, meaning round tables and other events and that kind of thing. So it was just a really tough year for me, just on all fronts. And I not only got through it well, but got through it with a great demeanor and got through it with a pretty damn great attitude. And I just feel so optimistic. I'm optimistic by nature, but I feel so optimistic and so excited. I feel like I come out of this year with a brand new set of armor that I didn't have going into it. And that's a pretty cool thing.
Mm-hmm. All right. So our next one
is, what are you excited about for 2025? Like, what's going to happen in your world?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think what I just shared that I'm proud of in getting that team together and, these relationships that I've deepened, that makes you excited for what's ahead because you feel really supported and you feel closer connections to people and you have this team that could really grow what you want to do. And that means a lot of exciting things ahead. So I'm excited for, doing the mastermind with you and who's going to come into that. I'm really excited to spend that year with those people. That's such just an emotional investment into like each other that you really get to grow with those people. So I'm very excited about that. I'm excited about our other program that we've been talking about launching for 500K and below, which we're going to tell you about later. So I'm excited about launching that. I'm excited about growing the personal brand and of course, growing Glossy. I just am so obsessed with my team and this product and talking about what Glossy is going to be and future products for Glossy and what that all looks like. So I feel solid. I feel really good. This is the first year that I feel really solid going into it because of all of the team that I'm getting set up in place.
Oh, I love that. I'm most excited because we're finally going to launch Frello, but our pivot. And our pivot, I know a lot of you might have heard the podcast where we explained the pivot. Oh my God, it's gotten even better since. Like, on my arm, it literally says, live as though the universe conspires in your favor. And you have to believe that. And even when you can't see it, my God, if you trust it, it turns out better. And this is turning out better. I can't explain all the nuances yet. But holy crap, somebody has served something right up on a silver platter for us that is an absolute dream come true because of the platform that we built. And so nothing's ever wasted. You just have to have enough time for it to unfold in your favor. And now this is like, oh my God, I'm not going to say what I want to say other than I'm 100 times more excited than the original idea and the original direction that we were originally going with it. So I'm excited, most excited this year that Frello will be launching finally. It'll look different and it's a different product, but we are going to rock the fintech space. And I just can't freaking wait.
I'm so excited for you. And, I hope that if you guys have followed along with our podcast, especially this last year or year before for me, that you are so aware that it's about resilience. It's about a backbone. It's about thinking on your feet. It's about supporting yourself to make sure that you can come out of these things because no business is untouched from the cycles that are natural, the ups and the downs, the ideas that are changing so quickly in this time right now. And you just can't get stuck in, poor me or why is this happening to me? There's literally no time for that. There's a 5-minute timer that you get to set, feel bad for yourself, and then get back to figuring it out. And that's what business is. It's just you're choosing your own problems that you get to solve.
I love that. You don't have to solve them alone, guys. You heard us open this thing talking about the Elite Mastermind. Let's close with this. One of the most valuable things you can do for yourself this year is to put yourself in a room with like-minded, equally driven individuals and share shortcuts and share ideas and kick each other back in the game. And if you want to add to that a one-on-one strategy session with me to kick off and plan your year one-on-one, and then have the 3.5 day retreats in person with Lori and I in the group, and have the monthly calls where we, challenge and problem solve each other's challenges as a group, and have the Monday through Friday texting access to me where I'll solve any problem that you have, or at least be a sounding board for you, or point you in the right direction, or connect you to the right resource. My God, the time to delay and the time to be like, oh, I'll get to that later is over, because the number of applications I've poured in, the number of interviews I've had, the number of people have said yes. We're all of a sudden getting down to the nitty gritty here. So if you want to be a part of our group this year and you're going to make over $500,000, this is your moment. Go to chrisharder.me/mastermind, click apply, and I'll see you on Zoom.
We're so grateful for you guys. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Truly, it's been such a gift to be able to come on here every single week and chat with you and get to know you, and then see you in our different trips or groups or dinner series or mastermind. And we hope we get to meet even more of you this year.
I'm so grateful that we got to do this year with you guys. We love you. We appreciate you, every single one of you. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy New Year, all the things.
Until next time, we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening. And if you loved this episode and know of someone else who is as successful as they are generous, please pass them on to me. It would mean the world to me if you help me get this cause and this message out to as many listeners as I can. So please, if you liked what you heard, it goes a long way if you take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review and share this with your friends. I'll be forever grateful. And until the next episode, cheers to your success.